Alright, looks like the sun's just gone down. Nice pink-purple glow there. Alright. Hello everybody, I'm the Missing Sock. Welcome back for more Grand Theft Auto 5 Online. Alright everybody, so here's Rockstar's Newswire post for Wednesday, June 21st. And yeah, we'll just quickly go through this. So, Gunrunning Snapmatic winners, new in-game bonuses, and more. It ain't easy being the king of the underground arms trade with no shortage of rivals aiming to take you down and the LSPD always lurking. But that didn't stop elite weapons traffickers from pointing and shooting to capture picturesque moments from their rise to glory. We're proud to present the winners of the Gunrunning Snapmatic contest as well as some stellar honorable mentions. And then, yeah, congratulations to the fabulous 5 photogs, including 4 first-time winners and a returning champion. And basically, they each take home $1 million GTA money. So $1 million going to their in-game accounts. And these are the 5 winners here. So Presser by the Cool Dean. Kind of cool. And this one's kind of cool too. Camouflage 2 by Vinewood on Fire. Yeah. There's a sniper there. I think it's supposed to be mimicking a lot of classic shots I've seen where the sniper's hiding in the trees. Somewhere here there's a sniper. You always got to wonder, is there really? Or are they just pulling your leg? But sometimes it really was, and you could carefully find them eventually. Dune buggy there. Dune by Ace Simonium. Yeah. And the last one, I think, Gunrunning by Cakesy82. Oh, no, one more. Yeah, Colors by Happy Heart. Okay. Yeah, and they're all done with Snapmatic and I think possibly a GTA editor you can use, but otherwise it's got to be basically in-game tools only. Alright, so kind of cool when they run these tests, these little contests, so we'll just quickly go through that. That's part of the Rockstar Newswire. And they mentioned some honorable mentions there, and then we go into they're sending out emails for the Gunrunning prize pack. So they had a prize pack you could enter in, and you might want to check your email, make sure you haven't won, but they're sending that out right now. And if you log in right now, till I believe June 29th, which is next week, you can get the unlock the tee here. What is it? The Black Hawk and Little logo tee. So that's the Black Hawk and Little logo. Yeah. All right, and the blue and red class of 98 tees have been extended until Thursday, June 29th as well. And there's new discounts at Warstock Ammunition and more. So I have to admit, this Newswire and the bonuses seemed a little light to me, to be honest. But at the same time, you know, I guess in Rockstar's defense, they did just bring out one of the biggest DLCs ever, maybe the biggest DLC, the Gunrunning stuff. So, you know, and there was 6 new vehicles in there, plus the bunker, plus a whole bunch of other stuff and missions and things like that. So I don't know. If you look at it that way, I guess they've given us a lot just recently. But still, this is probably one of the lighter Newswires I've seen. So just quickly breezing through it, because we're going to go through some extra news that kind of deals with some recent stuff and things that have changed since the patch came out. But we'll get through this first. So the Valkyrie, the helicopter, is on for 25% off, and the Coil Brawler, an off-road vehicle, is 25% off too. Those are both good vehicles if you're interested in those. The Valkyrie is probably one of the best helicopters if you've got other players with you. It's a decent helicopter for one person, but with 3 people or so, 2 people, 3 people, 4 people, it's a deadly helicopter. But it's one of those helicopters that if it's better with a team. You know, it's got lots of good weaponry on it. The Coil Brawler is a fun off-road vehicle. It's kind of like a half-modern dune buggy / rally car, you know, if they had a love child. So, but it's a lot of fun though. Yeah. Leaders of any criminal organization know that with the crown also comes a huge target on your back. Here's a trio of discounts designed to help you stave off the Reaper. Stay bulletproof with 25% off the following items. So I guess these aren't bad. It's better than nothing, right? But body armor is 25% off, so that's good to continue on with those discounts. Vehicle armor is 25% off. That's worth a little bit more. And bulletproof tires is 25% off. Yeah. And then we've got the premium race and time trial schedules. Help find the Maze Back account with these premium race and time trial events. And that's the Storm Drain, locked to the Blazer Aqua from June 20th to 26th, and the time trial end to end. And then June 27th to July 3rd, they're going to be doing the premium race spinner, locked to the supercars, I guess. And time trial Fort Sankudu. Yeah. So, yeah, and then you can launch those in your in-game app or at the gold Corona there. All right. I think that's about it. Yeah, and there's a new boot button playlist in the Bunker series, so the new Bunker series that they now have. And stages classic PvP modes like Every Bullet Counts, Slasher, Juggernaut inside, they're not necessarily for any confines of Blaine County Bunker. Jump into a Bunker series when you're already in-game. Just set a waypoint to one of the 3 Bunker series icons on your in-game map and enter the yellow crown. All right. So, some other recent news. So that's not too much of it. Like I said, one of the lighter Newswire updates I've seen in a while. But hopefully they've got some new stuff coming for us in the next week, maybe after June 29th. But recent news, they've also, on Rockstar's behalf, which is really good news, they've actually shut down the hack menu, one of the more popular ones. I think it was called the Force Hacks menu, and that's been shut down. So that was rather good news. So that's one of the bigger ones that's been affecting mainly PC players. But like I warned before, they did patch all the versions. So the Xbox and the PS4 were also patched against these kinds of things. Because like I've warned people before, they're protected, but if you know anything about technology, the consoles are protected because they're kind of like they're on trains behind, in tunnels, behind big protected walls, big protected doors. And that's why the consoles run just fine, because they can't be affected too much. But, the warning is, if somebody gets behind those doors, if somebody finds a way to get into those tunnels, they can affect the consoles just the same as anything else. And as has happened off and on in the past, they do occasionally, and there's always people working on it. So it's good on Rockstar that they're always patching it. PCs tend to be first in the front lines because they're not in such a protected tunnel, if you know what I mean. But a lot of people think there's a difference between the console and the PC. There really isn't. It's just simply that basic thing. Otherwise, the code is almost identical between them. It's just a matter of that protection saving you or not. And so, as a console player, you do want to see Rockstar fixing these things, because in my opinion, as a longtime player and a tech guy, it's really only a matter of time till somebody figures it out. So it's all the better that Rockstar gets it fixed, right? Anyway, so that's good news. Bad news is that OpenIV, another popular mod menu, has been shut down. Now, not to get confused if you're not aware of it. Let me switch over here. There we go. There we go. So just a Steam page, generic Steam page for Grand Theft Auto. And right now they're at recently overwhelmingly negative. It's not very often you see a big title like this drop to something like this. Overwhelmingly negative. So, yeah, only 12% are positive in the last 30 days. So Rockstar is kind of getting a social pounding for OpenIV being asked to shut down. And even though they're asked to shut down, when a company asks you to shut it down and you don't own the rights to that stuff, they might as well be telling you to, because you're not going to continue on against the company. That's pretty risky. But anyway, OpenIV was a friendly menu. To those that don't play with this kind of stuff, OpenIV is kind of one of those tools that basically opened up the game so that other people could come along and make a mod out of it. So they can make a police mod, or to have fun with your friends, or they could do other crazy things with it. Not affecting online. It didn't affect anybody online. Early on, Rockstar said they would support any mods that didn't affect online use, and so ones like this didn't. But for whatever reason, they shut it down. Now, I should point out it's technically Take-Two Interactive that owns Rockstar, and they're the ones that shut it down. So maybe it's not so much Rockstar themselves' fault, but either way, it's their parent company that shut it down. And as you can see in these reviews here down below here, they are not happy. Lots of thumbs down, lots of thumbs down, lots of thumbs down. So, yeah, and that's kind of bad news if you're into the mods and stuff like that. Maybe it'll still work for now, but as they go ahead with the updates, I imagine it'll get harder and harder for some of those mods to work. Hopefully Rockstar does something, maybe changes their mind. I'm not sure what Take-Two Interactive's thinking. Maybe they're overreacting because they've been under fire, as we know from the previous times. There's been a lot of issues with the hacks in the game, especially on the PC. So I think that they're maybe just going on the attack. It's unfortunate that in many ways more or less an innocent bystander like OpenIV has been targeted now too. But in some ways I can't really blame them for being on the attack, but I don't know. Hopefully they'll figure out a better way for all of us, because I do like a lot of the mods. If Rockstar's not going to do it, let the people play. And for those that don't know, GTA has always been a traditionally mod-strong game. It's one of the reasons why people replay it over and over and over, because there's so many things you can run, and mods you can run, and car downloads you can change and have fun with, and all kinds of stuff. All right, so let's head back into the game. Just fits in. Alright, so, other news. Unfortunately, the armored vehicles have changed a little bit. So, now with Gunrunning come out, you can now get FMG rounds, which are full metal jacket rounds. FMJ rounds, I should say. FMJ. So, these particular rounds that you can research and get in your bunkers, other players can get them as well, will penetrate any kind of armored vehicles, like these ones, like our armored Kuruma. Unfortunately. Yeah. So, in many ways, the Armored Kuruma was never a good vehicle for fighting other players anyway, because, you know, a single explosion and it was toast. But it did have that bulletproof protection, you know. And I'd still say it's the top vehicle, or one of the top vehicles, for doing all the missions and anything like that that fights the computer opponents or any of the AI opponents, anything like that, where there's lots of bullets. Usually the AIs are all bullets. There is the occasional mission where they fire rockets and stuff at you, but usually it's all bullets. So it's a great vehicle still for fighting any AIs. Yeah, but for players, no. So now it is not 100% bulletproof anymore, in a sense. Now, if you're against a opposing player and they have full metal jacket rounds, they can penetrate with a single shot. It'll go right through. Make a headshot, one shot. Just so you guys know, not even a warning shot, so it'll go right through. And obviously it'll go do the same to our V12 shafter here, the armored V12 shafter, in its bullet resistant windows, and the ballers and things like that as well that are armored and have bullet resistant windows. And our Sergeant there also has bullet resistant windows, so it'll fire right through there too. Now, a lot of these vehicles would already be not bulletproof anyway, but they would usually take about, say, 15 rounds, give or take, from an assault rifle before you'd see penetration. But now, you know, it's instant with only with the full metal jacket rounds. So that said, I don't know how many players are going to remember to load them, and I don't know how many players will have it ready and have a bunker and all those kinds of things. But, you know, it's good to know these vehicles, you can now be one-shotted killed with a headshot, you know, in these vehicles now. Things like the Dukes, I think, would actually still protect you. We'll have to test it out some more, but I think a lot of the protection is actually built into the vehicle. So, like the back, there is no window, which is good and bad. It means you can't shoot out. You know, if I was standing here, if there was somebody inside the vehicle, they actually couldn't shoot me here at all. You know, so it's bad in that sense, but good in the sense that I can't shoot them. And I'm pretty sure full metal jacket rounds won't penetrate that either. So, at least not right away. It probably doesn't have any damage, though, I'd imagine. But obviously you can be hit through that little slot there, but that was always the case. Alright, so a bit of an armored car update to that, and rather important, you know, just that small little detail, the FMJ rounds, and we gotta now watch out for that. But that's alright. Now we know. And like I said, a lot of those vehicles are really best against the AI opponents anyway, the computer opponents. Against players, you gotta be a little bit more crafty, I think. Basically, keep your head moving. Don't stay too still for too long in any vehicle. But hey, feel free to put any comments down below that give any hints for that stuff. How to keep your head from getting blown off. Alright, so let's move on. But just so you guys know, the recent patch, just with Gunrunning, just recently, 1.4 patch, 1.40 patch for those that want to know. I'm ready to take up this gear. There's a truck and trailer mobile. Yeah, oh yeah, he's bugging us to get our mobile operations center going. Yeah. So, yeah, that brings us to another thing about bunkers. Being that he just messaged us, might as well say. The Mobile Operations Center is your truck and trailer that is your mobile operations base. Just so you guys know, it has a gun locker right inside. So there's a free gun locker inside your Mobile Operations Center. Okay? And it's important to know that because as part of the bunker setup, it actually, you can actually spend a few, we did too, but spend more money on another gun locker for the bunker. And apparently you don't need it because the Mobile Operations Center comes with a free one included. Okay? Well, free in the sense of that you got to buy the MOC. So, you don't need the one for the bunker. Of course, it's a nice decoration in there too. It's up to you. But it is money you don't need to spend. Now, the Comet Retro here, we're having a look at that quickly, but there's other vehicles too. But the recent patch also affected the downforce in the game. So things like the spoiler have been affected. Now, why does that matter? That means that the top speeds of certain vehicles, many vehicles, have been now affected. So ones like, I think, the RE7B, the Spectre Custom, the Italia GTB Custom, the Tires, the GP1, the Omnis, Ramp Buggy, the Comet Retro Custom, the Ruston, and like I said, probably more. All right, way up top of our new bank. So let's go into a new public session. So a solo public session. So many people want to know how to get into a solo public session, so we're going to do that, find a new session. Right now I'm in an invite-only session, so all by myself. And you can do a lot more there than people think. So now we're going into a public session, so we found a new session. Let's load up here. Up and out of bed. We're in the new T, the Blackhawk and Little. Alright, so there's some people in here. Yeah, let's be in a company. Try to avoid those MC raids that happen sometimes when you're just standing around. So there we go. Okay, So let's join our solo session. Now, unfortunately, this is just for the PC for now. If you guys want to comment in the bottom any ways that you guys know of for the Xbox Ones or the PS4s, but unfortunately, for now, I couldn't find any really good, reliable way. But basically, even the computer way gives you an idea of ways that you could try for the PS4 and Xbox. And you can always try unplugging your internet and plugging it back in at the right timing, but I know that doesn't work for everybody. Some people are on wireless, some people don't have access to the cable. Anyway. For the PC, the easiest method right now is the resource monitor. Now, I've actually used resource monitor off and on since the beginning, but the Alt-Enter thing has been fixed, which was the full screen back and forth trick before, and that's now no longer working. Now, that was just easier for me, but I've always used the resource monitor. So let's have a look here. So I'm just going to switch over to that. So Alt-Tabbing, and here's the resource monitor. Okay, now they have tabs here, and you can go to network. Now, Resource Monitor is a built-in tool. You can find it in all versions of Windows, so it's built in, no third-party, no downloading, nothing like that. It's just simply a tool that monitors resources. So you go to your network, and we're going to click on GTA 5, and it might take a moment to load up if you first load it up. And you don't want to end process, of course. You want to suspend it. So we're going to suspend that, and we're going to wait a few seconds. And that should be about it. And we're going to resume. I just like to put that down, and we'll go back into the game. And everybody disappears. So we just lagged into our own session. Okay, so for you console players and for anybody else who's not sure, not everybody is technically savvy and things like that. Basically, the game kind of protects you from dropping out. So, internet these days has come a long way, but it's still not perfect. There's lots of little bits of lag and all kinds of things. And a lot of people always blame their internet provider, blame Rockstar or the company, the game company. But a lot of times it can have, anything to do with, who knows, a dozen servers, a dozen companies between you and the game, that you just happen to go through and they happen to lag. It can be other players that cause, a combination of lag. So it's hard to say where the lag comes in. But either way, the game's, like many games, has protection in there to keep you from dropping out. So it just basically drops you into your own session, like we're in right now, to keep you going in the game, to keep you from getting annoyed and losing all your stuff. So now, I don't mind doing this. A lot of you guys who watch the show know that I try to keep it vanilla. Just basically what Rockstar gives us, but this is one thing I kind of always had an issue with Rockstar. I mean, every game on the planet lets you start a new session, or pick an empty session, or go to a full session. I mean, this is one of the few games that just throws you in and gives you no choice about it. It's very strange about that. Especially considering that they a lot of missions get more difficult the more alone you are. The more AI opponents it sends at you. And there's payouts for the bonus payouts. A friend of mine got over $400,000 for doing a crate sale with a mostly full session. So there's incentive to do it with other people. So I don't know why Rockstar would bug us any more than that. I think they already do a good job. I don't know why they have such an issue with it. Yeah. Sometimes you just want to, start a session with your friends, right? Yeah. All right. So, I also wanted to cover the Savage here. So the Savage attack helicopter, great helicopter for fighting other people. It's just a fun little thing. It's also seemingly on sale for some people, so you might want to have a look at that. So let me have a look here and show you guys what I mean. For some people, it's kind of like I don't know what you'd call it, a secret sale. Maybe it's one of those account special sales, but nobody that I'm aware of seemed to have gotten any pop-up regarding it, but some people seem to have this. So you might want to check your stuff as well, and it's a good idea because Rockstar doesn't really announce their sales, certain ones very well, like the special ones. So it's a good idea to check here and there and have a look, because even though there shouldn't be, every now and again you find things like this. So the Shitaro is right now on for 25% off, I would guess. And I have no idea why. It's not in any of the updates, and there's 25% off on that. So under Warstock, scroll all the way down here, and there's our Savage as I was talking about. It looks like it is also 25% off, so 975,000 instead of the usual 1.9, or the trade-in price as you see there, $1.2 million, depending on if you've completed all the heists or not, I guess. Yeah, so some weird little sales like that have also appeared for some people. So it's a good idea to have a quick look around in there. Now, I also wanted to say, too, while we're on the news, lots of news this time, being that it's last week and the big DLC and all the things since then, and then this minor update since then. Anyway, the half-track here that you can buy also has a tow cable. So that makes it one of the very few vehicles that actually has a tow hookup on it. Currently for trailers, and I'm not talking about big trailers like a tractor trailer or a big rig would carry, just the small trailers like a like a boat trailer and the little utility trailers and the anti-aircraft trailer. So this will actually haul the anti-aircraft trailer. Now, unfortunately, on your own, you can't do it because these vehicles both count as a personal vehicle, so you can only have one out or the other. So the only way to do it is with another player. They would call in theirs and you would call in your half-track or vice versa, and maybe some other players too, and then you can combine them. Then it'll hook it up. And currently, up until now, I think the Bravado Bison and the Sadler and the Bobcat are the only 3 trucks that can actually take trailers until now with the half-track. So a little bit of news there, and then kind of a deadly too, because that actually would give you 2 anti-air weapons together. So kind of interesting that way. All right. So I'm going to head right into our bunker here. Now, other news, the targeting range. A lot of people have skipped that. That's fine. You can always get it later, or maybe wait for Rockstar to do a sale, right? But there is some things that some people don't know. Ooh. I still love this animation. Awesome. In we go. We're still setting up our bunker here. So the targeting range. The targeting range actually unlocks some new cool things. So one of the main ones I would say is when you get to the 2nd tier, you unlock 5 extra throwable explosives. So that's 5 more grenades, 5 more sticky bombs, 5 more proximity mines, 5 Molotovs, 5 more tear gases, and 5 more pipe bombs. Yeah, which is pretty cool. So I think normally you can carry 25, a lot of those things. Now you can carry 30, things like that. So 5 more is a lot, really, when it comes to being stuck on your own and throwing that stuff. Yeah. And I'm not a person who likes to go in your menu very often. In the middle of chaos, it's hard to do that stuff without dying from it, too. So, especially against other players. Okay, and as we also covered in our bunker episode, or maybe it's not out, I think I'm getting them ready right now. But these golf carts, you don't need to buy them. You can save money without them. Most of the time, you're just actually running into your computer, and that's you usually spawn right in here or right there if you come in with a vehicle like I did. And you quite often you just run around here to the corner, and there is your computer up here. Okay, so no real reason to get the golf carts unless you want to. I got them because they're a novelty for the underground layer, which is kind of cool. They're not too expensive, but you really don't need to get them. All right, so the gun range, I also wanted to say that the first range, the first tier, when you're playing the gun range, the first tier that you complete will actually give you gold and platinum tints and other various things like that. So they'll give you new tints and new outfits for your new versions of the Mark II weapons. Okay, the 2nd tier gives you the 5 more explosives we were talking about, and the 3rd tier gives you 9 no more t-shirts and 3 more hats. So, there's some things in there that a lot of people don't know about the targeting range. All right, guys, well, I'm going to get back into it. I haven't gotten to play as much as I wanted to lately, so I've been kind of called away. Too much real life getting in the way of my better life. Anyway, so we're going to fix that this week. Anyway, last thing about the targeting range, I think it's attached to it anyway, is you get these weapons attached here. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure it is, because it actually tells me when I go over here like this RPG, it says, all tier 3 to unlock the RPG. So, basically, once I go through tier 3, it unlocks extras of these things. So that just saves you a little bit of money on your ammunition. But the real nice one, the one I just picked up there, is the Molotovs. So that's 5 Molotovs. Now, for those that know, Molotovs are hard to find in the game, semi-hard. Usually it's good to keep some from certain missions if they give them to you, because you can't, as of now, as far as I know, you still can't buy them in ammunition. So people keep their eye open for places where you can pick up extra Molotovs, for those that like to have that option in your weapon wheel. And it's a good way to cause fires, Yep, so I got to get started. Agent 14's bugging me there. Yep, so there's the target range, and there's some extra bonuses to why to get it. Like I said, some of you guys that didn't get it, you may want to wait until they do a sale on it anyway. I'm sure they'll do some kind of sale in the recent future, hopefully. And that's all the updates for now. And I wanted to show you guys that little Molotov spot and a way to get other weapons. I think the main thing there, though, is the Molotovs. And as well in here, I'm just playing around in my little card here, but you can also use your bikes in here too. So for those that don't know that, you can use all your motorcycles in here too, if you want to, for any reason. I'm sure they're faster than these. Maybe not as much fun. Maybe more fun. I don't know. All right. Well, I better get going and get setting up. All right, everybody. See you again next time. Bit of a long newswire, but lots to cover there. Yeah, any comments are great. Let me know if you have any suggestions on any of those other things, if you have any other better ways of getting in solo sessions on the consoles or even on the computer. And hopefully Rockstar will even give us a way. It would be nice to just Rockstar give us a start new session, That'd be so awesome. Yeah. All right, take care, everybody. We'll see you again next time. Oh, wait. I got to run the setup mission. Yeah. I think it's from that computer right over there. Yeah, so I'll go do that. All right. Bye, everybody. Should I drive my golf cart? Yeah, let's do that, right? Just so I can show you guys what I mean. Buy a golf cart just so you can... Most of the time you come in and you're just going to go over here.
Hey, LJT here.
What,
you know
LJT?
the length of your print...
Oh, yes. I got money to make. That's good. That means it's ready, actually, that message. That's good. So here we are. Totally worth the golf carts. Totally. There's a computer. All right. Bye, everybody.